are here in a Japanese market. We came back here to do a resupply again, loading up on pastries and some hot food. The Japanese store resupply. Duck is obsessed with the coffee cake here. Yeah. You get another one? Yeah. So this is gonna be a good resupply. Oh. Did you get one?
Yeah.
I got another one of these udon bowls. Duck and I are back on trail. It kind of sucks having to walk this section 3 times since we walked 1.5 miles, 1.6 mile this way, then had to turn around, walk back to the road. Now we're back on the trail, hiking it again. But luckily it's like a nice, relatively flat section with a lot of huckleberries. So we're just kind of picking them as we go. This trail's just lined with huckleberries. Well, a lot of them are picked, but you can still find the occasional good berry. And at the road, there was trail magic set up. Stark Naked had to get off trail because of broken toes. So she decided to do trail magic. Apparently she set up right after we got picked up by Duck's dad. So we just barely missed her. But that's alright. We didn't take anything because we had just come from town and we got plenty of food, but it was nice talking to her. Apparently she was just like a day or 2 behind me, and she'd run into Crazy Burrito and Flamethrower. So that's pretty neat. And we're gonna have to be pushing some higher miles this week if we want to get to trail days on Friday. Probably gonna show up late on Friday, depending on our miles, but at least the elevation profile for the miles don't seem that bad. So hopefully we can get some good miles out. I've really been craving corn muffins, and I keep talking about it, and I go to this bakery in this store, and this international store, and I'm like, corn muffins. I bite into it, and it's not corn. It's not a corn muffin. It's just some kind of sweet muffin. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't taste anything like corn, and I was so excited. I just bit into it, and it tasted like disappointment. Just came around this corner, and there's these huge peaks over there covered in snow. I'm not sure which mountain that is, but suddenly huge peaks. I don't think we're going up there, but it sure looks stunning. Japanese store resupplies are wonderful. This is awesome. I picked a bunch of huckleberries and I mixed them up with pieces of angel food cake. This looks really good. Such milky waters. All this glacier runoff is this white. What is it? It says small. A llama over there tied up. So when I was in town, I got one of those foot emery boards, kind of like sandpaper for your feet. And I soaked my feet and just scrubbed at my calluses until they were gone. I had 3 problem calluses. They were just too big, and they were causing lots of problems in my shoes and blisters underneath them. It was not fun, but I removed them. My feet feel so much better. Like, I could walk without pain. It's making such a huge difference, and I'm really walking a lot faster and picking up my pace. Just getting everything done, going so much faster. Feels so much better. So Dirty Duck and I just did a super fast in and out of Trout Lake. we weren't going to go into town, but we kept passing all these snowboarders who were telling us how, like, oh, have fun in Trout Lake. We're like, oh, we're not gonna go in. And they're like, oh, what a shame. Trout Lake is amazing. They have their huckleberry pies are great and all this stuff. And then when I was getting close to town, I got service and I found out that Pineapples was in town. So it was like, okay, we gotta get there. So we just kind of busted our butts to catch the last shuttle into town. The town is awesome. They have trail angels that sign up to do the shuttles at certain times of the day for in and out. It was amazing. Like we got there, we got this lovely ride back into town, and we got there, got to the store, we got ourselves a peach huckleberry pie. I had coconut water and he had a Mountain Dew.
And a donut peach.
And didn't you call it like a Saturn peach or something?
Saturn peach or a donut peach.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got to meet Pineapples. It was the last shuttle into town, but we really wanted to get our 23 miles in today. Or we had a plan of how many miles to do each day so we could make it to trail days on Friday. And we are like 2 miles shy of that when we were at the road. So we're hoping to get back on the trail, maybe just do a quick in and out. But that was the last shuttle of the day, so there weren't any more heading out. And while we were eating the pies, I overheard some of the shuttle drivers talking, and I talked with them, and a guy offered us a ride back to the trail. So we finished up our pie. We were in town for, couldn't have been more than an hour.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like 45 minutes. And we got back on the trail, and we're gonna do our last couple miles. Honestly, all that worked out so perfectly, so smoothly. We got everything done that we wanted to do. Oh, and I picked up huckleberry white chocolate, hot chocolate, and huckleberry tea. So I'm excited to try those out. But the last few miles of the trail before getting to the road, it was all huckleberries. There was just an insane amount of them. They were just endless.
It made it hard to run.
Yeah, it was hard. Well, also we had to run down the mountain to get to that last shuttle. These schedules on gut hooks, which was really awesome to see that, so we could make sure we got there in time. But we did slow down quite a bit because of all the huckleberries. We had to pick them. They were so good. In addition to all the Japanese food that I packed out, I got a roll of everything bagels, and I got goat cheese with honey that I spread on top of them. Also got vegetable cream cheese, but I'm gonna save that for some of the other bagels. But this is a pretty good combination. It's the end of the day, and I've been passing all these beautiful lakes. I wish I could swim in all of them, but the temperature's dropping, and I don't really want to get in and get wet just to come out and be cold. Like if it was in the middle of the day, and it was hot out, I'd love to go swimming. I actually bought goggles when I was in town. I can't wait to like explore lakes and dive down. I love doing that. But that lake looks so cool to go in. The one that I just stopped at, it's like Bear Lake, I think. But it's just lake after lake. They all look so pretty. I'm sure I'll have more opportunities coming up. So this is camp for the night. This is a really neat site. The moss just makes it look so cool. It's all just dripping off. These interesting limb structures. Here's the tent, and I think Duck is good at cowboy camp. This is definitely a neat forest. as we're getting closer to Oregon, there are Oregon grapes, which are these. They are little tiny grapes that taste bad. I tried one. It was all seeds. There was some grape flavor in there, but I just bit into the seeds and it was just really bitter.
It's not a true grape.
Well, it's not a true grape?
No.
Oh, well.
It's just called Oregon grape.
Okay. They're kind of gross, and at least I tried it and I realized I don't like it. This is such a pretty bridge. Duck caught himself a crawdad.
I saw 2 down there. There's more for
Look at
sure.
you.
Same place as last year.
We're gonna eat well today.
They're a little small this year. Probably the babies from last year.
Oh, look at him go! He's like, oh!
I ate all the parents.
He hunts for the crawfish. He waits. He stalks his prey.
Sorry, just saw one. I didn't see him when I got over here though. Anything moving that well.
We were getting trail magic. All the crawfish escaped, and we put some stuff in the water as bait, like my tuna packet.
And you ran.
And they all down there took them and ran off with it and escaped. So we lost all the crawfish that Duck caught. Banana slug. He's pretty big. He's slowly traveling across the trail. No. This guy's massive. He's like the size of a quail egg. I'm not sure exactly what it is. So I just ate my first black raspberry. It was so good. Duck pointed one out and there was just like one. We just saw one on one bush and that was it. We haven't found any others. But black raspberry has always been like a favorite flavor of mine, like a favorite to get like black raspberry jam or preserves. And I've never actually eaten the berry before. I've never seen them for sale or seen them anywhere. And it is unbelievably delicious. I definitely want to find more. So I finally got around to trying the huckleberry tea that I bought from Trout Lake. And it smelled and tasted like potpourri. Did not smell like huckleberries, and it was actually pretty gross. It was hard to choke down. And I'm a huge tea drinker. I drink a ton of tea. I love tea, but that just tasted like potpourri. I would not recommend. The hot chocolate, on the other hand, was delicious. The huckleberry white hot cocoa was really yummy. Right now I'm climbing up the last big uphill before getting to Oregon. I'll be camping at the top. And then tomorrow, it's all downhill to the Bridge of the Gods. And I'll be completing Washington. It's really exciting. And what's really cool is that tomorrow is when Trail Days starts. PCT Trail Days. It happens in Cascade Locks, which is on the other side of the Bridge of the Gods. So I just cross the bridge and then I am at PCT Trail Days. Like, what a thing. This is like the perfect timing for a PCT hiker of that year to walk into Trail Days. Like, this wasn't even planned in advance. It just kind of worked out. And we kind of realized that like a week or two ago. We're just like, oh, we might be able to make this happen. And as we keep getting closer, it's like, yeah, we're gonna walk right into Trail Days. And if I recall correctly, the website said that we can't like enter and set up tents until 2, and that's perfect timing for when we normally wake up and the miles that we have to do to get there. Like, we'll just arrive at the perfect time. I am super pumped. I have not been to PCT Trail Days before. I have been to the AT Trail Days, which I was able to get to while hiking the AT when I was on the Appalachian Trail. I got to the right town, but then I was there a week early, so I went on to the next town and I was able to hitch back to attend trail days. And then they had a shuttle service that brought hikers back to where they were on the trail for it, which was so neat. So I was able to take advantage of that. And then actually, that's when I met Duck. Well, I'd run into him before, but we started hiking together right after trail days. He didn't attend, but like when I got back on the trail, that's where he was, and we started hiking together from there. But if PCT trail days is anything like the AT trail days, it's gonna be super awesome. Duck says that these are Cascade blackberries. Oh, these little guys. I'll have to try some. Cascade blackberries are small and don't look that exciting, but man, do they pack a delicious flavor. I just took my pack off and spent all this time just picking at them. Oh, they're so yummy. Along with the Cascade blackberries, we've also been getting a lot of thimbleberries. There's been a lot of big patches of them, and Duck and I have just been gorging ourselves on them. Those are one of my favorites. But now, I really can't decide. Thimbleberries, black raspberries, or Cascade blackberries. They're all so delicious. I'm not sure which one are my favorites. They're all like the yummiest berries. Like, they're all wild, so they're all small. And oh, that and the strawberries, the wild strawberries, those taste like fruit roll-ups. Like, they're so sweet, but they're kind of annoying to pick. And usually when I eat them, I'm also eating dirt with them. But those other berries also taste like gummy snacks. They are that sweet. And this is my first view of Cascade Locks. Just gonna go all the way down the hill to get there. It's maybe like 8 to 10 miles left. I haven't checked them a little bit. So I made some dinosaur egg oatmeal and they hatched, and now they're going extinct. They're melting into the oatmeal. Like, they're not, that one's a little bit more formed, but they're just turning into colors. I guess this is just a reminder, if you weren't sure what trail you are on, that this is the PCT. We are nowhere near any roads or other intersections. Just in the middle of this long section. Just says that we're on the PCT. Well, that guy down there, that's actually a pretty big frog, but I just caught him. It's like this pretty gold color, and his legs are like this pinkish red color. A friend that we were hiking with, Gills, said that meant that he's an endangered frog. I don't have service, so I'm gonna look this up. But like, once we saw the red legs, we're like, oh wait, we should let him go right away. So he's okay. He's just chilling back out in the water. These are really pretty frogs. Ah, we hit mile 500 Sobo. There's mostly only marks for northbounders, but someone put this together, which is pretty exciting. 500 southbound miles. Woo! So as we've been walking down the mountain, well, first of all, we're discovering a ton of delicious blackberries. There's a couple different types. The main one that we're finding right now are the Himalayans, which are an invasive species. But we're finding that the smaller, dull-colored ones are super sweet. Some of them just taste like syrup or just sugar, like sugar-coated. They're so delicious. But the bigger ones aren't as good. And we also noticed they look like some smoke, and they look like there's water spraying. And then there's a couple planes and helicopters flying around. So we believe that there's a fire happening at the water. So I suppose that will learn more about that as the day progresses, or as we get there. It appears to be on the other side of the river from Cascade Lock, so we're probably gonna, when we cross the Bridge of the Gods, we'll probably get a better look at what's going on. It kind of bothers me that this, like, all these wires, I don't know if they're power lines or telephone wires, the fact that they're like right there, they're like at eye level, and we could just go over there and touch them.
Right.
I will pass duck. I'm not touching them. But like, why are they so low? That just seems dangerous. Bridge of the Gods. So we're supposed to walk in the middle of the road. There is no pedestrian way. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. This is definitely nerve-wracking trying to cross this. With the cars coming at you. Over there's Thunder Island. We'll be staying on there for trail days. Let's go on one end of Thunder Island over there and just keep on going all throughout the island, all the other side, way over there. It's crazy. It's a pretty long walk. Duck and I did it last night.
Who's ready for a raffle today? Alright, before we go to the raffle, we've got a couple of things to go over. So first, for those of you that don't know, I'm all good. I'm the president of the American Long Distance Hiking Association West. I have so many ideas. Woo! Right.
Oh my gosh. Hey Duck, what are you looking for?
My brain.
Hey Duck, I think it's down there. I think it's right there.
Look.
Take another look. Where's your brain?
I really need to find this thing. I thought it was under the bed, but there's no bed.
Where is it? I think you need to check underneath the bed again.